you for joining me today for the workout, which is going to be dynamic Pilates. So it's going to be quite fast paced. We're going to be doing balance, single leg work, arm strength, abs. It's a total body workout and I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to get warmed up by just stepping and using a bit of rotation in the upper body just to warm up the legs, warm up the upper body. There's a slight bend in the knees as we just take our arms from side to side. Good. So rotating from the waist, reaching through the fingertips. And let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to tap the ankle and reach up from the hip. Tap and reach for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So other side. Have to get this right now. So let me reach up first. That's it. So for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So hopefully heart rate's going a little bit now, feeling a little bit warmer. So we're going to go into some basic squats. So we're going to squat as if we're sitting in a chair and then stand, pushing the arms back, feeling those triceps. So just 5, nothing too extreme yet. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we're going to squat back. We're going to dive over the legs, keeping the knees a little bit bent. Come back into the squat and then stand. So 5 like that. Dive forward, bit of stretch along those hamstrings. Back into the chair and lifting up. And up. 3 more. Use the breath pattern that works for you. 2. And last one. Hold and stand. Okay, so staying with the squat, this time we're going to squat back a little deeper now, and then we're going to come up and raise onto our heels in a balance. So for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, focus on a spot if that helps you with the balance. 2, and 1. Now let's hold in that squat and we're going to lift alternate heels for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand. Should feel some warmth in those thighs now. So let's move on to some balance. Take all our weight into our left foot. Okay, so don't hike the hip. Make sure you're nice and level. We're going to bring our right knee to tabletop. I'll go in a slight angle. I'm going to circle that knee. So we take it out to the side. So like our leg circles on the mat, which we're going to do later, we're doing this standing. So 5 in each direction. 3, 2, 1, and then reverse it. So come in and then take it out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squat down in the middle, and then the other side. So getting our balance first, and then we take the leg out, round, in and up for 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, let's move down onto the mat now. So coming to the end of our mat, we're going to do one roll down into a 4-point kneeling position. So we inhale, exhale, nod the chin to the chest, feel that contraction in the abdominals as we flex over, and we can't flex over anymore. The pelvis tips on the hip joints, and then we roll down, and then we're just going to walk out into a 4-point kneeling position. Okay, so when we're in our 4-point kneeling, we're not letting the tummy collapse and the back collapse. We're not collapsing in the shoulders. We're pushing those hands away so we're nice and stable on the backs, and we're using our abdominals to support our back. So we'll just start with a few cat and cows in your own time, maybe 3 or 4. So we inhale and then exhale, arching that back up like an angry cat, using the abdominals to flex. And then we inhale and we just go into a slight extension. Good. So get as much movement as you can out of the spine. Just a couple more. And extend, and last one. And extend. Okay, I'll just move a little bit more forward. Okay, so now we're going to, as we arch up in a cat, we're going to bring our left knee in, and then as we extend, we're not going to extend an arch, we're just going to take that leg straight back. So bring the knee in as we arch up, and then to a neutral spine as I extend. So for 7, try to keep the weight even on the grounded knee and the hands. Don't lean over to the right. 4, really reach that leg long. 3, 2, and last one. And then hold that leg out. I'm going to do small circles, maybe the size of, I don't know, a small ball. So for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then other way. Keep that neck nice and neutral, so don't drop the head. 3, 2, 1, and then bring the knee in. Okay, so we're going to move on to, before we go to the side, little leg pull front, so a hover plank balance. So tuck our toes under, and we're just going to hover the knees off the mat and hold for 3, 2, 1. Tap the knees down. Again, lift up and hold for 3, 2, 1, and down. Last one. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay, so this time we're going to hold up and we're going to march our feet. Okay, so this is too much. Go back to just the hold, or you can go into a rest pose. So lift up into that hover plank, and we're just going to march the feet. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees and then widen and go into a rest pose. Just take the weight off those wrists. So either bend them in the opposite direction, give them a circle, whatever you need to do to take the pressure. I can feel if you hear a few cracks in my wrist there. And then really rest and breathe into the backs of the ribs. Breathe in through the nose. and out through the mouth. And one more. And then we'll come back up and we'll repeat the whole thing on the other side. So we're going to bring the knee in as we extend up into the cat and then reach it back. So for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding the leg back on this last one. Make sure you're centered and circles for 5, 4, slow and controlled, 2, 1, and then reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee in. Let's go back to those hover planks. Okay, so lifting up and holding for 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Again, lift and hold for 3, 2, 1. Down, last one for 3, 2, 1. Down, and then those 10 marches. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, and we march for 10, 9, 8, 7, keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, and this time we're going to thread the needle. So thread the arm through and go as low as you can, either onto the shoulder or wherever feels comfortable for you. Just get that nice twisting stretch. And then we're going to switch to the other side. And then let's lie on our tummy. So we're going to lie on our tummy. Our legs are mat distance apart, heels are in, toes are out, and our abs are lifting to support the lower back. We want our hands just in front of the shoulders, so not in that wide position, they're just in front of the shoulders. And we're going to do our swan dive prep. So we inhale, eye gaze come to the end of the mat, and we use those back extensors to lift us up into an extension, and then lowering down. Good. Inhale and exhale. Really feel like those back extensor muscles are pulling you down to lift you up, pulling down towards the waist, opening out across the chest. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Okay, so we're going to move on to the full swan. I'll show you that first to get people moving, and then if that does not suit you, I will show you a modification. So we inhale, exhale, and then we push through the arms and we're coming up. The pelvis is towards the mat but lifted off. There's no pressure in that lower back. Then we drop the arms and the pelvis as we lower down. Okay, so inhale, make sure you come up first using the back muscles, then use the arms, and then lower down. Okay, so if that is too much for you, keep going if it's not. If that is too much for you, we're going to take our arms and legs long, and we're going to do alternate swimming arms. Okay, so we're just lifting the opposite arm and leg, just hovering the head off the mat. Good. So whichever one you do, we'll just do a couple more. Good. And then last one. And lowering down. And then we're going to roll on to our side. So we're going to lie long. So we want to be resting down on that arm, but we're not collapsing in the waist. So we want to make sure there's a little gap here. I can put my fingers through now. So we're not just relaxing everything down. We're lifting that waist. We're going to bring the legs slightly forward just for balance. And we're going to lift the top leg, flex the foot, lower it down. So for 8, try and keep this top shoulder nice and relaxed, don't tense. 6, 5, really lengthen. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So leave that top leg up, and then the bottom leg comes to meet it, and down. Lift the bottom and down. For 6, using those inner thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold them both up. Top leg goes up again. 8, 7. Come on, you can do it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lowering them down. Spin that top leg forward. Should feel some nice heat around that hip area now. So we're going to come onto our elbow now. So we're not slouching down, watching TV. We're pushing through that elbow. Our shoulder girdle is nice and stable on the back. We're using our waist to lift our rib cage area. Knees are bent, and then we want the knees about just over a fist distance apart. Flexing the foot. We're going to bring the leg forward to 90 degrees, and it goes slightly back. So we're not collapsing and arching the back here. It's just slightly back, so you feel a little stretch in the thigh. So for 8, 7, everything else is totally still. 6, 5, 4, use that waist to control the leg movement. 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees down, and let's give the hip a nice little stretch with a figure 4 stretch. So taking the left knee, ankle across the right knee, and just hold that there. That might be enough for you today. I feel like it maybe is for me. But if not, you bring the opposite knee thigh towards you, and just make sure you try and push that pelvis back to neutral to get the stretch, and breathe into it till you feel the muscle release. Good. And then let's come to the other side. Okay, so we're lying long first. Okay, if this hurts your hip, maybe you get a folded towel just under that hip joint if it's a little bit uncomfortable, or fold the mat over. My mat's quite thin, but some are quite thick, so you should be okay. So we lift the top leg, flex a foot and lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So lifting that top leg, bottom leg to meet for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And top leg goes higher for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. I can definitely feel some heat in that hip. Okay, coming up onto our elbow. Okay, waist nice and supported. Hip fist distance apart, foot flexed. We reach forward and back. Nice and stable in the core. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down. And let's do a figure 4 stretch on that right leg. Oh. Yeah, I can definitely feel that. If you wish to bring the thigh towards the body, do that for a deeper stretch. Breathe into it. And then place the feet down, and we're going to go into our leg circle. So the left leg needs to be either straight along the mat, or if that's too difficult, just a slight bend in the knee. And then the leg is either straight up if you have the flexibility in your hamstrings, or bent. Arms are either on the mat, or if you want a bit of an extra challenge, straight out of the shoulder sockets to the ceiling. So I'm going to go bent knee, arms to the ceiling. So we take the leg around and down and up. So remember, the essence of this exercise is to keep the pelvis absolutely still. So if you need to make the movement smaller to keep the pelvis still, do that. So you need to really draw down on all those layers of abdominals, really close to the spine to help keep you stable. And let's reverse the circle. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just that, hug that knee in, release the hip flexor, recycle those ankles. And then let's switch to the other side. Good. So the leg goes out, down, round and up. You may find that you can move one leg more than the other. I can definitely move my right more than my left, but that's fine. You just need to work with your own unique body. As long as you're feeling the work in those abdominals and making sure, reverse the circle, making sure that that hip, the top of the ball of the hip is moving nice and smoothly in the socket. If you hear any clicking, make the movement smaller. For 3, 2, and 1. Knee in, circle the ankle. Good. So we're now going to take our head into our hands. Our elbows are in our peripheral vision. Our pelvis is nice and neutral, so we're not jamming it down into the mat, squeezing our bottom, and we're not arching it up and allowing the ribs to flare. The ribs are nice and heavy, the pelvis is nice and neutral. So we're going to curl up as we bring the knee in and then lower down. So we're exhaling up, inhaling down. For 8, 7, 6, pelvis is staying neutral. Don't try and tuck the pelvis under as you bring the knee in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So now we bring the knee in, we rotate towards that knee, we unrotate, and everything lowers down. Other side, in, rotate, untwist, and lower. Good. And down. So try and get the shoulder towards the knee. Again, keeping that pelvis nice and neutral. And down. 2 more. last one. In and down. So now lifting up, bring the left knee in. We're going to rotate towards the outside of that left leg, and the left leg will tap down for 8, 7, keep lifted, 6, should really feel it down these obliques, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, untwist, everything lowers, and let's do the right side. So curling in, rotate, tap, 7, 6, 5, keep those shoulders lifted, 4, 3, 2, 1, untwist and down. Good. Let's just go onto toes and just let the knees fall from side to side, just to loosen off those abs and the back. Good. We'll just do one roll up to get us up. And we've got a final challenge on the mat, and then one balance exercise, and then we're done. So we're going to go into a plank, and we're going to alternate between a straight arm plank and an elbow plank. Okay, so do what you can. So getting nice and stable on the back. Take one leg back, the other leg back. Then we go down to an elbow and lift up. And then starting with the opposite arm, down, down, up, 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 up. We're aiming for 4 on each side. That's 2. Do what you can. 3. And last one, 4. And then pushing up to the down dog. And then paddling out the feet. Good. And then let's walk the feet to the hands. And roll up to standing. So we've got one final balance challenge, then we're done. So we're going to take our weight onto our left leg. I always sit on the left leg because I balance more and I think it's easy to show. We're going to take our knee to tabletop. We straighten the leg, bend the knee, hinge forward with the bent knee, straighten the leg, bend the knee. Good. Up, straighten, in, hinge, straighten, in. Hinge. And one more. Ooh. And down. Other side. Lifting up. Straighten the leg. Bend the knee. Hinge. Straighten. Bend. And up. Good. I have to really focus for this one. On my right leg. 3. And last one. Standing and down. Oh, excellent job. Let's just finish with a nice stretch up through the side. So if you reach up your left hand, grab it with the right, and let's just bend over. Should feel really nice down the side. And up, just shake those arms out. And then lifting up from the right. And bending over. And up. Shake it down. Just one nice deep breath in. And out. and you are done. That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this workout. Going back to it anytime you wish to have a challenging dynamic Pilates session, and I will see you back here again next time. Take care. Bye bye.